Gina Carano is laying on the hurt for Disney again. She just gave an update to her case for wrongful termination against Disney, and this is fantastic news, my friends. This type of thing, these lawsuits drag on for a long, long time, and people kind of forget about them. It loses a little bit of steam on the internet. Of course, when things first come out, everybody's out and rabble-rousing about it. But we'll try to keep reporting as more information comes out because it is super important to the culture war, and especially in science fiction, which is where Gina came from with Star Wars, which is what we're all about here. And so if you want to just get the news, be friendly here, hang out, and please hit the like, subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I report on everything in fandom. I'm actually named in Gina Carano's lawsuit with one of my articles that I wrote on the situation, and you can read my articles. It's in my Substack down below. Sign up for my newsletter also, and I'm a science fiction writer, which is where I actually come from to start. If you like Star Wars, if you like an alternative that you don't have to support Disney and the like, and support an independent author, I've got a great trilogy for you to start your weekend with. It's called The Arroz War, and the first book right here is called The Stars Entwined. It's a spy thriller in space. And Gina, if you got any pull or whatever, I would love for the Daily Wire or whatever to option this, and I would cast you as the character Tamar in this. I think you'd be fantastic. So thank you. So grab this in the description below, and thank you guys for supporting our books. It's been an incredible few months. It's been just up and up and up, and I am writing more in this universe right now, about to finish up a first novel in a new trilogy. So thank you so much, and again, in the description below as we talk about everything here. So I'm no stranger to these lawsuits. I actually sued the World Science Fiction Convention in 2018 because they defamed me and then tried to block me from their convention. And that one's the biggest science fiction writers convention in the world. That's why it's called WorldCon. They get about, they used to get about 10,000 people back in the heyday, 20,000, 30,000. But it's been dwindling ever since because they've just focused on wokeism and tried to cut off normal people from science fiction and fantasy. And it's very, very sad. They labeled me a racist bully on their website, and so I sued them for it. And that lawsuit took me over 3 years. It cost them over $100,000 to fight, and they ended up having to pay me and issue an apology because of it. It was good stuff. And so Gina's very much in a similar position right here, just based on what I've read from this lawsuit, and I've read the entire thing. She has a very, very good case, and she has a very good case that she is being discriminated against when others have made very similar or much more egregious comments in terms of like leftism and things like that. To where it appears as if she's not being treated equally. And that causes a big problem, especially when you get into the wrongful termination elements. Disney is in trouble here. And I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. When James O'Keefe actually did that interview earlier this year with some Disney execs where he was exposing exactly what was going on at the company, they were showing that Disney does discriminate against conservatives, that they actually discriminate against white males in general. It gets even crazier when you look at those interviews and you see that though there were people who were passed up for promotions because even though they were black, their skin tone wasn't dark enough, and so it's that crazy over at Disney. So they're opening themselves up to an incredible amount of lawsuits going forward if people actually are willing to step up and stand up to the industry like Gina is. So I hope Gina shows the way, and I hope Gina gets paid very, very handsomely, because if she does, this is going to start open the floodgates. Like I said, it's a very important aspect of the culture war, making sure these companies feel the pain because of all the terrible things that they've done. Now, Disney is facing another front right now, too, with a class action discrimination lawsuit that is being filed by women in California, saying that Disney doesn't pay equally to their male counterparts. So they're going to be hit on all sides in the coming next couple of years. Really, really funny stuff. Couldn't happen to a nicer company. Now, if you don't know what happened with the Gina Carano situation, a few years back, Gina Carano, of course, open Republican, was working for The Mandalorian, and everybody loved her character, Cara Dune. It was one of the best in the show. And what happened with it was she posted to Instagram and said that, Republicans these days and conservatives are treated much like the Jews were in Nazi Germany. Now, that's pretty standard political discourse. I hate the Nazi comparison crap always, typically. But, everybody tends to go to that, the literal Nazis, and they point fingers and call each other that. Well, the left can't handle that these days because they own it. They own the phrase like you're a Nazi at this point. And if you use it from the right, you are a bad person. How dare you call me that? It's classic projection from the left because, of course, the Nazis stand for National Socialist Party. But hey, let's not get too deep into that. If you actually read the points of what they were standing for in Germany, it stands for a lot of what the Democrats actually stand for. Very funny and ironic stuff. But Gina pointed out that irony right there, and she had to get canceled for it. They just tried to destroy her. They smeared her. Disney fired her. They got rid of her, and that's what started this whole deal. Now, last year, she teamed up with Elon Musk, and Elon offered lawyers to anybody who said they were posting and were gotten fired for whatever they posted. He said he'd help out, and very much decided to help out Gina with this. So Gina's got some of the best lawyers on the planet working for her at this point. Now, since then, the standard course of action in these lawsuits is to say a motion to deny the lawsuit and issue a summary judgment saying that it's frivolous. Every opposing lawyer does this. This happened to me exactly. And some of the points of my case were actually thrown out. Not all of them were thrown out. And what happened was the media just gloated, saying it was all getting thrown out and it was all done. And I have no idea what I'm doing. All these armchair legal analysts came out of the woodwork in the comments on different science fiction blogs and things like that. And I was just sitting here like, it wasn't thrown out. Like, a couple points were, but like, the case is still going forward, you morons. They kept saying I was going to lose for years and years and years. And if you look at the commentary from the left, you're getting the same thing with Gina Carano. And then suddenly they got nervous. And I can't wait to see the comments when Disney actually does pay out Gina Carano at this point. So now that this summary sort of motion to dismiss is denied, Disney actually went to the Court of Appeals, as Gina said here. And so Gina says, after the judge denied Disney's request to dismiss my case, Disney requested permission to immediately appeal that decision to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals and delay all discovery, of course, because they didn't want that to come out, while the appeal takes place. Yesterday, October 16th, 2024, we learned that the judge denied Disney's unusual request. Now, that is a big reach legally. You never see anything like that. We didn't have to deal with that in my case because the lawyers aren't, I don't think they had the money to go to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Disney has money to blow, so their lawyers are just racking up the bills on this stuff and just trying to throw whatever they can stick against the wall, and it's pretty obvious right here because they know they're in trouble. She says, I am obviously very pleased with the opportunity to keep moving forward with the judicial process and into discovery. While I wish this was not necessary, as it is not my desire to be in this battle of court, I will not shrink away from it because it is hard or uncomfortable. Again, a huge thanks to all of you who have shown me to support daily, my incredible lawyers, and to Elon Musk and the people at X for the opportunity in continuing this lawsuit seeking justice. And here is the deal. Conclusion, the foregoing reason, the court denies the defendant's motion. Womp, womp, womp. So that is Disney taking another L in this case as Gina Carano is moving forward. So now that this has been dismissed and that this is a big deal because with this happening with Disney, with the appeals court rejecting it, Gina gets to move to discovery, which means Disney has to turn over emails, correspondences, things like that. This is going to get really ugly for them as this kind of thing kind of comes out because we know exactly how bad it is because we've already seen how bad it is from the James O'Keefe expose. It's going to be probably even worse once you get into this type of stuff. And on top of this, with this sort of thing, usually what happens is they file a motion to dismiss. They try to get a countersuit going saying it was a frivolous lawsuit to make people like Gina try to pay it. And this is designed to stop frivolous lawsuits from happening. So you have a sigh of relief when you're actually prosecuting this kind of stuff because you at this point in the thing, the trial judge has said that there is enough evidence at least that a case can move forward within the court, and that's a big deal. So as much as it's not a complete win yet, it does put Disney on the defensive, and at some point this does add up a lot with Discovery looming. I'm going to guess that that pretty soon they're going to come up with some sort of settlement offer for Gina or whatnot, because they're not going to want to move forward with that, and they're going to hope that they can just get rid of it. Now, Gina's mentioned talking about settlements before, and she wants to fight this all the way, of course. But there does come a point where it's like if Disney's going to offer her a lot and she can make her own movie studio, who knows? Then does it even matter at that point? We can build our alternative And I'd love for Gina to get that kind of money to do that, because we do need to move the culture forward in that direction. All right. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you, everybody, for paying attention, hanging out, and fighting the culture war. God bless Gina Carano. And please do check out my trilogy here, the Arroz War. It's on ebook, print, and audio in the description below, along with a bunch of other ways to support the channel here. You guys are the best audience out there. We'll be back soon.